Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Teesside for round one of the British Drift Championship 2022. I'm joined here by the magnificent Mike Leeson, and we're now getting the cars ready for Pro 2 qualifiers. We'll be starting very soon.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. It's good to be back here in Teesside. You know, we finished up last season here and we're using the same layout as last year, but with a little difference. We have a new head judge, Kieran Hines, and he has made this track so much more difficult for the drivers.
So let's take a look at that new layout. So this is recorded earlier today during practice.
So as we see, our start line marshal Lee Lawrence sends them off the line. So what the judges want here is a fast initiation, straight line, just get down from A to B. They want them to use the full track for a weight transfer initiation, pushing out wide all the way through clip 1, following that wide line the whole way out, pushing through clip 2, and obviously, Mike, we want them on them A lines. Once they come off clip 2, halfway around the bank, they can start to drop off. You're going to see this white chevron in the middle of the track. The judges want their front wheels just above that, and then pushing down into the decel zone for clip 3.
Yeah, now after clip 3, you want to take a nice wide line, much unlike the driver that is on the track at the minute.
This is only practice.
This is only practice. So a nice wide line from clip 3 to clip 4. Then come off clip 4 early, get your transition done early. Into clips 5, now through 6. Taking a wide line and not getting onto the concrete for clip 7 and across the line.
It's very similar to last year. We're calling it the forbidden concrete.
Yeah.
You are not allowed out there because that's a heavy deduction.
It is. It's a wheel off. That is exactly right. So almost a classic Teesside layout, but just with a few Kieran Hines twists.
That's why you bring Kieran Hines around the place. He puts these little small changes that on paper looks nothing, but to a driver it's everything. Yeah. And all the drivers are really getting to grips with this track, and I am so excited to see what happens today.
I mean, the weather is absolutely fantastic, so the drivers really have no excuse today.
No excuse. We're dry. They got all on the same tyres because we have a controlled tyre this year, and we've got a stacked grid even in Pro 2 today.
Yeah, we do indeed. So let's take a look at a few drivers flying. Max Fleckney absolutely flying, although I did see him quite wide on that concrete that we just spoke about earlier, but so much pace in that change.
Yeah, Sam Nolan, another guy in that monstrous S15. He's been killing it all yesterday, all today. Really excited to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, next up we have who looks fantastic today. Oh, must talk about Danny Maguire, the new Fast R sponsorship he's got. This car looks
how amazing.
Very good.
Look? Yeah, it's such a cool look. A bit of black and gold is nice and cool.
It's a bit of an improvement, shall I say, on last year's graphics it's got there.
And another man is Craig McLeod. Craig had a brilliant season. Crazy Craig. He had a brilliant season last year, and you know what? He just continued that momentum straight over. He's been nailing that qualifying line all morning. Today in practice, he's been dooring lads, really pushing hard, so I'm expecting big things from him.
And we'll be back with all of that after a message from our sponsors.
Drifting can be the most demanding motorsport in the world. My name is June Main. The high RPMs required to keep my tires spinning and rubber burning are brutal on engine oil. That's why Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer was formulated for performance on the track and the highway. Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer keeps my power on for split-second decisions, making every shift and turn count. When it comes to my engine and engine oil, I give it every advantage with Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer.
Link ECU produce standalone engine management technology with a range of products that allow you to unleash the power of your engine. Acting as your car's brain, our ECUs control electronic fuel injection and ignition. A magnitude of sensor inputs and outputs ensure your engine exceeds your expectations. Built-in safety features guarantee engine protection, and data logs keep you informed on its performance. Smoke your tyres and not your engine with a world-leading Link ECU.
Tarmac Sports.
Here we are at Teesside Autodrome, and up first we have Eric Ladniak warming the tyres on his Toyota Sora.
It's very good to see Eric because, towards the end of practice there, he had a big shunt up in the South Bank, and I didn't know if I was going to see him out first for qualifying, so I'm delighted the guys got that car back out.
Yeah, and look how well the front end of that.
It was missing, yeah. I thought of the lot. Spare body panels, I'm not sure.
How did he get the whole front end back together in that short period of time? Maybe. Who knows? You never know. So here we are. Eric lines up for his first qualifying run of the day. We've got a couple of little changes from what you can see here. We should have a point score in the top left-hand corner, starting at 100 points, and the judges will be updating this throughout the run for you to see. That's a big flick from Eric.
Yeah, so as you can see now the points are coming down, so obviously Eric was a bit shy of clip 1 there, very shy of clip 2, getting back on line for 3. The judges already are deducting the points. It's not the cleanest run,
very shallow between clip 3 and 4.
Mike, I think after that accident Eric is just delighted to make it to qualifying and just put in a lap. It's been a long road in the off season to get here, and you don't want to see anything go out the last minute in practice.
That is 100% right. Well, he got a lap in. It's not the highest scoring lap in the world, but considering his massive accident, I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Eric is sponsored by AR Car Servicing and M&M Engineering. So we'll see what the final score comes in at. So we see the score at the end of the run, and then there's additional points taken off if there's no impact, basically.
So a 61.33 for Eric on his first run. Lots of work to do, but as I say, after a big accident like that, I'm sure he's happy just to be here.
Most definitely. Up now we have Callum Grady.
The local boy.
The local boy.
Lovely little E30.
340. V8, 4.4 litre V8 in this little BMW E30. We'll see how it goes. Thundering down now. Not too much of a big weight transfer on entry and on the C line as it comes through clip 2. A little bit shy of that marker in the middle of the track. That's just an aiming marker. You will get scored on that though. Yeah,
you have to keep your wheels above that marker. But I think it's all coming down to that initiation. Our judges were saying very clear and brief from that they want a big flick in. They said if you come in straight line and handbrake, you're gone. So, Callum did do a bit of a weight transfer, but it could have been a bit wilder. And Kieran also pointed out that if you don't do the weight transfer, it's very hard to get 1-2.
That is exactly right, Mike. So Callum Grady is sponsored by MSH Waste Solutions Limited, Umbrella Motorsport, Dip Your Car UK, Rapworks, and Team DYC, and he comes in with a score of 58. So yes, those little mistakes, and the wheel drop there on clip 7 as he came over the line is hurt him massively.
So next up is a man I'm really looking forward to. He's done a lot of work to this car in the off season, and you know what? It seems to be working. Yesterday, today, everyone's talking about how fast Matt Holder is. He is our official drift smurf here in the BDC, and I'm so excited to see what he does here. He's coming up for the big flick, like the judges asked. Nice and deep, wide on that line.
Oh, beautiful.
Gets the A-line, lovely by Smurf. Keeps the foot, and now you see him coming off the bank, Mike, into the D-cell zone.
A little bit too wide there, and that's put him very wide through the best of track. Climbing it back together now as he comes through clips 5, 6, comes away just before clip 7, only just on the concrete. A little bit of a shaky bit just coming off the bank, but the rest of that lap, very good from Matt Holder. So Matt Holder is sponsored by Link ECU Custom, Willfab, dash rear custom drive shaft. And he comes in with a score.
New year and the hair's still blue, Mike.
Yeah.
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't from our drift Smurf.
An 80.67, which we don't know if that's a fantastic score yet, but it's pretty good. It's not too
He's
far
in first
up there.
at the moment.
Yeah, he's in first at the moment.
That's all that matters. So who's next? Next up we've got Corey Mannett.
In this SR20 powered S13. Well, let's see what he can do here. A little bit slow on entry, but
big
nice.
flick.
Big flick. Can he hold it just off of the C line as it comes through clip 2, and that puts him wide. And a little bit of a reinitiation now into clip 3 and clip 4. Not really on the perfect line at the minute. Struggling a little bit with this. As you can see in the corner, they're bleeding some points as he comes through plus clip 7 and across the line, nearly straight. They're not really drifting over the line, unfortunately. They've been having a little bit of trouble.
It's nerves as well, Mike. You know, they're the first few people in the first round in the new season. You got to be nervous.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it's sponsored by Rollco Powder Coating, GSD World Fab Limited, Sheen Fab, Option Fail Drifting, and ST Tyres, and he comes in with a score of 61. So yeah, struggling a little bit there, Corey.
Struggling. Yeah, he's a little bit shy, but I'm sure he can tidy it up for the second run.
Right, Aegis Manilga. Normally a very flamboyant driver.
Yeah.
Are we going to see some of that flamboyancy this morning?
So as we see Ignis leaving the line, carrying up, he's going for the flick. Not as wild as the judges be wanting, but he gets to the A line, follows it through, a little bit shallow through 2. Now as we see him coming down, heading for that inner chevron.
Oh, lovely
exactly
line now.
what the judges want, off the concrete. Very little dabbing at the handbrake or nothing there, Mike. He used the angle to slow it down, so that is going to be rewarded higher.
Yeah, this is a really good run from Aegis at the minute, just bleeding a couple of points there, but not very much. This comes over clip 7 across the line. This is a very good score from Aegis on his first run. Wow.
His exhaust obviously got a nice tip at some point because it's really folded in there.
Aegis is sponsored by Pulse Motorsport. Well, let's see what his score is as it comes in. This is going to be quite a high one, 81 points there. So a couple of points deducted at the very end from that score that you saw, just due to lack of flair. But that puts him in first position. And up next we have Will Gibbs. Will Gibbs in his 1.5 JZ powered E36.
This is a lovely looking E36, like it's just so sparkly with the word I'd use. Sparkly.
It's quite fast as well.
It is, yeah. Well, it's not sparkly.
Well, let's have a look. A big flick there from Will
nice
Gibbs.
From Will. Oh, he just drops the wheel.
Pulls the tyre off of the rim. Drops the wheel very slightly, that just pulls the tyre off of, and that unfortunately is uncontrollable, and that it be the end of his run.
It is a risk-reward initiation that the judges are asking for, but if you pull it off, you're going to score high, and unfortunately if you don't, like Will there, you're going to drop that wheel and pull the tyre straight off the rim.
That's right. Will Gibbs is sponsored by Envirotrack Limited, Collins Earthworks, Selson Motor Services. And that obviously is a 0. Up next we have Connor Rafferty.
Connor has a new car, okay, and he's had a lot of hard work getting here, and you know the car is fighting him all yesterday, this morning, but he's just happy to be driving this car, putting so much work into it. So I'm actually rooting for him here now to just connect the dots and pull off a lap. Like he says it's very laggy. The car is just too laggy.
Yeah, I mean SR20 generally have normally a very short power band, which is difficult to drive, and he says he's struggling with this today. A few difficult runs in practice this morning, but let's see. Sometimes people just pull it all together and magic happens.
This kid can drive. That's all I'm going to say.
He can drive. As he comes flying down, a little bit of a tentative entry, but not a bad line, just about making the C line there through clip 2 as he comes down off the bank, tiny little bit shy of that marker on the B. I'd say that's the B line.
That's just the B line with a handbrake drag.
Deep. Now coming on to the concrete, bleeding points as he comes through onto the concrete through clip 5, comes away a little bit, just about missing the concrete again, comes across the line.
So for those of you at home, you can see the numbers are dropping. So we can already tell where the judges don't want. If you drag the handbrake into 3, the numbers went down.
Yeah.
If you put wheels in that concrete, the numbers go down. And yeah, a few little things Connor has to tidy up for the next one. But a 59 is what he gets in his first run.
That's right. Connor Rafferty is sponsored by BR Plumbing and Heating, Morn Luxury, Glamping, PD Lift Trucks, VMS IE, MMK Recovery.
So next up, it is not Justinas Marcus. It is Polis. I'm going to get this wrong, Mike. You try it, go on.
Well, I always get the names wrong. That's my thing.
Yeah, well then go on. Start off as you mean to go on.
Polis Senekis. Polis Senekis.
We actually thought this was Justinas, so we just we had that name down.
We only found out 5 minutes.
Shout out to Michelle Westbeat for that little bit of information.
Thanks for letting us know. So we have a 520 horsepower BMW E46. I think there might have been. We're just waiting.
We have 200 on the side, so I know that 242 is right up here. Perfect.
So we're just checking out some numbers on the car.
Yeah. Just making sure the right person's in the right place.
Yeah.
That's the thing with borrowed cars, you know, it kind of throws the staff off. We're used to seeing the cars and associating the drivers with them, so
that is exactly right.
But look, it's the first round.
And he's got a few different numbers dotted elsewhere in the car, which is quite confusing for the marshals. Just clips the code in his... Wow, look at that entry. Very, very
big
aggressive
snap,
as he comes through, but pulls him away from clip 2. Although he is very nice on the marker. Away from clip 3 and clip 4. This is very shallow, middle of the track run, but this is a borrowed car, so we can't expect miracles. Nicely 7 across the line.
It's a good second half, yeah, but a lot of tidying up for Polis on the first half. He was, snapped through clip 1 was perfect, but after that he just came shallower and shallower of clip 2, 3 and 4.
I think that might have scared him a little bit, that transfer. It seemed to snap on very, very quickly. And I think that concerned him a little bit for the rest of the run. 69.33, not too bad, putting him in 3rd position so far. And that Polis is sponsored by himself.
There you go.
That is it. All right, up next we have Nick Davie, SR20 powered S14.
As you see Nick leave the line, so it's a lovely little car this is. It looks like so much fun to drive. Big flick from Nick.
Nice,
very wide. That's exactly what the judges want. Straight out to that B line. Now he comes off the bank. Right in, very little handbrake dabs. There was 1 or 2 small ones to scrub off. The judges have said to us they want them to use lock for that point, but a handbrake dab is acceptable.
Could have been a little bit wider through clips 4, which unfortunately brought him offline as he came through clip 7. It's amazing how missing a clip earlier on in the run, because of the way you have to transition, how that affects you later on in the run. So it's very important to get those early clips done properly. And Nick Davie is sponsored by Carrick Indoor Karting, Leitrim Indoor Leisure, Jump Street, Trampoline Park, Leitrim and Airsoft.
It's Leitrim, it's a county in Ireland, Mike. It's okay, you'll get there. We'll make you Irish one day. So who do we have next?
Now we have a small little favourite of mine, Paul Parnell. I love Paul Parnell. He's so happy.
Such a nice guy.
Just loves being here, and he's just such a great guy to talk to. And he's always very ambitious with his car, and
just getting it all wrong on initiation.
No good through clip 2 there, but quite wide actually through clip 3 and 4, coming off 4 early. That's what the judges wanted to see in the second part of the run. Even though he got the first part a little bit wrong, seemed to have got a bit better over the line. However, his score has been affected drastically by not being too far up the bank.
He did a good job pulling it back from 3, 4, 5, 6, but 1 to 2 there now. He was very shallow, just missed the clip completely, and judges definitely don't want to see that.
So Paul Parnell is sponsored by Evolution Branded Workwear, Wheel Miracles, Automotive Connectors Limited, and Every Exhaust Part Limited.
Every exhaust part?
Every exhaust part.
They have them all?
Every single exhaust part.
Look, I'm going to go easy on you. We're not going to start off like last year, so I'll say this name and we'll build you up throughout the season.
Thank you.
So next up we have Diarmid Canavan from Ireland. Diarmid, as you might remember, finished 4th here and a hard charger at the last round, so we're expecting big runs from him today.
That
straight line,
That's a straight line handbrake entry there.
Kieran Hines was very clear. He does not want that.
Exactly what the judges did not want from an entry, and shallow between clip 3 and 4. This is going to be bleeding a lot of points as he comes through clips 5. Not on too bad a line now, just manages to miss that line as he comes across the line and finishes. But
I wonder, was it nerves? Because we were watching him earlier on, we were like, he was on it. He was putting in stormer lead runs all day, and I was expecting a high qualifying run out of Dermot.
It's the first run of the season.
Then butterflies.
Yeah, that's right. Dermot is sponsored by DC Tuning and comes in with a score of 66 points, putting him in 5th position so far. Next up we have
another Irishman.
Interesting looking car.
Mike Walton's favourite library.
We have I have opinions on this.
So next up is Philip Penna, all the way from County Kildare in Ireland. Phil with the V8 E36.
Big crackle, quite slow on entry there.
Very slow. It's like car breaking down. It's very hard to see, but look, he's doing well.
Completely the wrong line there as he comes far too high up on the bank. Should have been dropped way down low, but somehow manages to make it through 3 and 4 nice and wide as he comes through clips 6, 5, 6 and just drops a wheel there over clip 7 as he crosses the line. That's an interesting sound coming. It sounds very V8. Was it sounding like that earlier?
I don't think it sounded like that earlier.
I like the sound.
I like the sound. Sounds good, but I don't know if it's a good sound.
So Philip Kenner is sponsored by Fast Force Screed Limited, Smet Building Products, Need a Sign, Autochem, Tyre Box, Kilcock Radiators, Drifter Style, HRX Racewear, Motorsport 56 and 59 North Wheels. He comes in with a score of 56, putting him in 10th position so far. Up next we have Josh Payne in that Vauxhall Vara, in that E36 BMW.
In that what?
Just the camera just panned to a Vauxhall Vara in the track. I just thought I'd say it.
Oh, big initiation. Josh, there we go. Finally, out to that wide line. He's pushing it all the way around. Starting to come off now. Could be a little bit closer to the hatch in the middle, but he does a good job. Very little handbrake to scrub off the speed there, just using all the angle. Josh is. Snaps back. Look at that, Mike.
This is a
very good run now. As we can already see, our judges are happy enough. It just keeps dropping.
Just bleeding a couple of points at the end there, but it's like a very good score from Josh Payne. Fantastic
in
run.
His Vauxhall.
He is sponsored by Holdfast USA, Keep Pushing, Steve Fellows Building Services and CTM 78.33, just losing a couple of points at the end for Style, and that puts him in 3rd position so far. Now I'm going to let you talk about this guy because you love him.
This is my friend Craig. We named him Crazy Craig. Turns out he actually loves the name Crazy Craig, so we're going to stick with that for this year.
He's not just crazy, the guy's mental.
His car is mental. Oh, yes! Look at this for a flick, Craig.
Lovely initiation from Craig McLeod. Just on the B line there as he comes through. But this is an absolutely fantastic line. Very wide through clip 3 and 4. Exactly what the judges want to see. Coming away from 4 early. Beautiful wide line from Craig McLeod. Look at this. Absolutely perfect.
Teesside makes a nice line. That is a lovely run.
That was a fantastic run from Crazy Craig. Wow.
I think Crazy Craig's this year, his eyes is set on that pro license.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if he carries on like that,
his profile picture gets me every time as well. Like, what a beard.
What a guy. 91.67 puts him in 1st place. He is sponsored by MG Autotech, EK Blast Powder Coating, Dynatune and SMT Motorsport. Up now we have Mark Chapman in this ginormous car. Well, it's not actually, because it's still an E30, but it looks long.
It looks long. If it was any longer, it'd be late. So we have Matt taken off the line. Loving E32. Big flick. Wide. Can he get out with that A-line? Just showed it be a little bit shallow, but not too bad now. As we see him coming off the bank. Perfect from Matt. Small.
Big handbrake drag. That's going to bleed a load of points now as he comes through. He's doing so well up until that handbrake.
He's back online though, so there's just that one mistake. His score at the moment is still high. One wheel out onto the curb, drops it a bit more. not bad for a first run, but there's areas he can tidy up on.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was going to be. That was going to almost
we were
challenge.
excited there. We were.
That was almost going to challenge Craig then, but yeah, that unfortunately a little bit of a handbrake correction. Just sorting out.
So a 73 or 77.33 puts him in 5th position for Mark in his first run. So
that is right, and he is sponsored by Evolution branded clothing for all our team merchandise.
So next up we have Chrissy Nolan, and this is another man that has been nailing the qualifying, in my opinion.
Big flick incoming! Big flick incoming! Nice and wide line there through clip 2, and he's on a perfect line. Oh, very shallow, but using the angle of the car to slow down now into clip 4, which is exactly what the judges want. Coming through clip 5, 6 and 7 across the line nicely through those last 2 clips. Just slightly shallow off of clip 3. But yeah, the rest of the run was absolutely fantastic. Now he's got a lot of sponsors, so I'm going to have to crack on. NHP Motorsport, Nuts Off, HJS Garage Equipment, Spray and Bake, Alex Brown Motors, BC Media, Zestino Tyres UK, BC Racing Wheels, Wisefab, CubeFabs, Commercial Vehicle Branding Specialist, 59 North Wheels, CG Motorsport, Clutch Specialist, SOS Motorsport and Mac Motorsport, 83.
And it puts him in 2nd position.
There we go.
Alright, Mike, were you doing your exercise in the off-season, were you? So next up we have Danny Nolan. So it's the younger brother of Sam Nolan. Danny in a lovely 180 pushing it there, trying to get back on the line, as you see, coming down just after clip 3, gets it back on line for 4. Look at the smoke this car's putting up, Mike. Lovely transition, putting it back out wide on that perfect line. But look, he's very nervous. It's his first time. We'll go easy on him.
Yeah, he's using loads of wheel speed all the way around that track, as you can see from the tyre smoke. So he's just struggling to keep that under control. Like I said earlier, SR20s have a very narrow power band, very little amount you can use. So you've got to change gear a lot of times, or you can use a lot of wheel speed. Danny Nolan chose the wheel speed option. Whether it's worked out for him, I'm not 100% sure. Danny Nolan, this is an easy one, only sponsored by Nolan Transport.
There we go.
70.33, so didn't hurt him too much, in 7th position so far.
So who's next? Oh, this is a car I was excited to see this weekend. So next up we've got Paddy Burn, and Paddy is full hand controls. This has all been done with his, most of it has been done with his right hand, and he's steering with the left. Watching this is amazing. What a car. The guys were having serious problems with it yesterday, but they seem to have it working this morning, so we're all ready for Paddy today.
Definitely using all the track for that flick there. A little bit shut off too, and
just unlucky. That was a big flick for Paddy now. It's probably one of the biggest flicks we've seen so far.
Well, coming all the way from the other side of the track, unfortunately it didn't pay off for him. Paddy Burn is sponsored by RJ Motorsport, Essex, Yukon Factory, EMS Performance, B&B Automotive and Tucked.
It's a very nice looking S15, isn't it?
Is there a bad looking S15?
I'm not going to say people's cars are bad looking, so I'm just saying nothing.
I was just trying to bait you into it there to see if
don't get me in trouble, okay? It's the first day of the first round. It's a long year.
Yeah, so unfortunately a 0 for Paddy Burn. Up next we have Stu Eggell.
How good does Stu Eggell's car
He has put
look this
some
weekend?
effort into that car.
The whole paddock is talking about how cool this car looks. And you know what? He is driving unbelievable today. Maybe this new change of livery has just brought a new change of driver.
You keep saying this. I think Stu's a good driver.
I never said Stu's a bad driver.
He's doing really well today. It's like I'm sure he normally does okay, but no, maybe not.
So Mike, that's called the commentator's curse there now. That's your fault.
Yeah, well aware of that one.
So that's going to be a big deduction for Stu.
Deduction,
but he's still on score.
Yeah, still got points on the board, so he can still claw through.
It's a one-wheel drop.
Something off. The rest of this run is looking fairly good, actually. Trying to keep it all together.
You can see massive deduction because he put 2 wheels on that time. That's the forbidden concrete.
That is right. So up next. Stu Eggell, sponsored by Helix Autosport, Payne Tech Refinishing, 360 Wraps, EP Racing, XDR Motors, 50 Motorsport, Turbo Smart, AET Turbos, EBC Brakes, SFS Performance Hoses, Image B, Pipercross and Powerflex Bushes. He gets 57 points, putting him into 15th position overall. Up now, Oliver Baker in this 2JZ powered E36. Another wild looking car.
Yeah, crazy. The red and yellow is the team this year, isn't it?
It's a big thing, red and yellow. There must be a discount on red and yellow.
So as we see Oliver, a little bit shallow to 1-2, kind of on the wrong line coming to 3. Yeah, see, once you go out wide there, you have to drag the handbrake to try and get back. The judges will be deducting for that. Snappy transition. He does get out wide all the way through 5, 6 and pushing it out to 7. Just keep it off the top of the gun. That's what you want to see.
That's a pretty good run. So Oliver Baker is sponsored by Clean Freaks, BZ Motorsport, Extreme BHP, Baker Land Studio, RB Automotive Services, RS&C Armstrong Limited, DPW Services, Morgan Plastering, AAW Recovery and Transport Services, Elite Performance Tuning and Learn to Drift. He comes in with 80.33 points, putting him in 5th position so far. And he was 3 World Championship remote control drift. RC drifting, 3 times world champion.
Yeah. So next up we've got Harvey Moore. So Harvey is from the UK and he drives in Latvia. The car's from Latvia and they're brought to the UK to drive. Just think of that.
Right.
No.
So Harvey's driving absolutely slightly shallow off of clip 2 as he comes through alignment, nailing that small clip. So good as he comes into clip 3. And clip 4, a little bit wide there on the concrete, very wide, hits the wheel, straightens it up.
Maybe Norwich is getting a little bit better.
Not a fantastic run from Harvey Moore there, a few mistakes. And he is sponsored by Moreland, CJP Autosport, DMS Automotive, and Lost Soul Tattoos. He comes in with 40 points, putting him in 19th position so far. Up now, Mr. Maguire.
Danny Maguire won round 1 here last year.
I believe he did.
He did. And now he's back in his S15 and it looks amazing. Like I honestly cannot stop staring at this car. It's beautiful.
Nice new sponsor Danny Maguire has picked up, which he is over the moon about, I am sure. With Danny Maguire, this is so much horsepower, this car, and it shows. Look at it, a nice flick in through clip 1, tiny bit shallow off clip 2, comes down the bank very nicely through that marker there. A little bit shallow on clip 3, nice and deep through 4. Can he come away early like just what he does? And that puts him very nicely into clip 5, 6. Does go onto the concrete, and that will be a high score.
That's a nice run from Danny.
See, if he was just a little bit higher on the bank there, that could have been almost top run.
He was B-line for clip 1 and 2, so if he was A-line now, I'd be expecting top qualifying possibly, but you know, still needs first run, he's more to come.
That's right. We are sponsored by Fast R, IGT, Air Filters, KT Detailing, Extreme Clutches, and he comes in with an 85.67, putting him in 2nd place.
So next up we have Paul Howell in this E36 tour.
Few tourings out.
There's a lot of tourings out here today. E30s and E36s, you know.
So Paul Howard, this has a M60B40 engine in, which is a BMW V8. Can we see it work? Seems to be working very well for him. As it comes down through that mark. Not deep enough into clip 3. And unfortunately making it into clip 4, but will he come wide? He still manages to come off early from clip 4, which is what the judges wanted to see. And gets the rest of the track sewn up. One wheel drop there, just over clip 7.
Paul was lining up there to miss clip 3, and rather than drag the handbrake to get out there, he did what he was told not to do and just keep the foot in. And so sorry, once a voice comes in my ear, I can't concentrate on 2 things at once.
So we have a voice coming in. So Paul Howell, I need to do sponsors. Team First Start Drift Developments, First Start Garage and Element, Wire Monkey, Violent D Graphics, MB Automotive, Hayward and Scott, Waterjet Profile, CW Signs, Graphics and Clothing, Thermoshield, Pertec, and he comes in with 72 points, putting him in 9th position so far. Up now we have Max Fleckney.
Max Fleckney has made
This
one
guy's flying.
big
Watch this.
major upgrade.
Just watch.
Just watch. We won't even comment on it.
If
We
he
just
does,
all
what
enjoy
he
it
does
together.
in practice. Oh, he does a what?
Why do that shit to do in practice? And they want to make us look bad, they do. I'm convinced.
In practice, that was the most unbelievable thing I'd seen. Now,
Very deep for Max. He holds onto it out to that C line, transitions around lovely wide, pushing it all the way out. Max has made one major upgrade to this car in the off season. That's where he went from 15s to 17s. And does this car have pace?
it does indeed.
It really does.
In practice, it was absolutely unbelievable. I saw
I think he just did that to make fun of us, because we were excited about it.
Like, yeah, Max Fleckney is
Here
coming
we
up.
come.
It was insane in practice. 64.67. So Max Fleckney is sponsored by A&F Motors, Auto Finesse, Fold Me Closed Pizza, AJ Brickworks. And we are on to our next driver.
So, next up is Jack Bennett.
Jack Bennett, and he looks like he is driving an E46. We have no information on him at all.
This was in Pro, his car was in Pro class last year because it was Sean Devine's M3 E46. Just looks different now. But nice initiation from Jack. Small bit shallow clip too, but he's back on that right line. Oh, that big drag into 3. The judges, look at the scores go down, Mike, once they drag that handbrake.
Yeah, people are just, I don't know whether they're scared of coming into the hairpin, they're just winding off way too much speed before they come in there. And
You are
really
carrying a lot of pace though. Once you're coming down that hill, you are carrying a lot of pace.
Yeah, but you can slow up. You can slow up quite quickly down the bottom there, and we've seen it a lot in practice this morning. So, but unfortunately, that score is a 61.33 from Jack Bennett. And up now we have the father of Jack Bennett,
Michael Bennett.
Michael Bennett,
in his SRE 36. He's just happy to be here. Like, imagine that lining up behind your son in qualifying there. Now we go out, and then that's a battle we do all want to see at some point this year. A father-son battle would be brilliant to watch.
Yeah. Well, they were doing practice together earlier, and it looked absolutely fantastic. I bet they're having a whale of a time.
Yeah.
Nice. A little bit of a straight entry from Michael Bennett, but finds himself nice and high on the bank as he comes through. Just misses that marker, a little bit wide of the marker. That puts him off a 3 as well. Deep
into
4. Comes off. Can he make the rest of the track? No. Very shallow off of clip 6 as well.
That concrete. If you're a spotter in the crowd, you want to be telling your drivers, because once they go on that concrete, them numbers are coming down fast.
Very fast. So he's sponsored by Sandhaven Motorsports, Mojo Graphics, Zen Bathrooms and Interiors, and unfortunately a 36.67 is a bit of a disappointing score from Michael Bennett. Up now we have Ben Mears in this 2JZ powered S14. Very
bright,
vibrant.
Do you know what? Ben Mears was the brightest car in the grid last year, and was is the key word in that sentence. Just leave it at that.
No, we're going to wait.
Leave it at that. We'll wait.
Just leave that.
We
till
know.
later.
Yeah, until later. It's coming.
You might even need to put your sunglasses on at home.
Possibly.
What's coming out.
So as we see Ben come in, big flick from Ben. Oh, huge snap to angle. Not as deep through clip 1, which leaves him shallow at 2. He's put it back onto that qualifying line. A little bit of a wobble coming into 3, Mike. Kind of had to hesitate for a second, but he keeps the foot in. You know, I think he was nearly all throttle for that section. Oh, wide, takes the tyres. That snappy transition, yet again, is risk reward. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but if you get it wrong, you hit them outside tyres like Ben, it's going to pull you straight in. So we have a little bit of a clean up there now for our track team. Not in major, best track team in the world, so they'll have it done very quick.
Yeah, but no time at all. Give me plenty of time to read this gigantic amount of sponsors Ben Mears has.
3-page essay. I, Ben Mears, solemnly slur.
So Ben is sponsored by TGR Motorsport, SCM Tuning and Performance Centre, Funk Motorsport, Link ECU, FMIC EU, Willfab, Garage Whiffbits, Biber Kits, 11s, Accelera, Tyre Streets UK, M Hepper Photography, OP Oils, Renegade Race Fuel, Track Stuff, Swish Graphics, PT Motorsport Electrics, and Team 666.
That's it.
Did they? Was that all?
That's all.
Is the track done yet? Yeah, a little bit of damage there for Ben Mears. They'll be going back. Oh, that front wheel doesn't look good either.
I was just about to say
There's
that
something
front
bent
wheel.
there.
He's going to have fun steering that one into the pits.
Let's take a look at the replay. So nice and deep into clip 3. Uses a lot of angle through clip 4. Fires with loads of speed and just can't hold it on the concrete.
He was just trying to keep the foot in, do that transition snappy and fast as possible, and unfortunately it didn't work out for Ben.
Yeah, he's carrying plenty of pace, but did not pay off. So up now we have Clark Hatton.
So
this guy is 13 years old.
13 years old. 13 years old. I seen him a couple of weeks ago in Watergrass Hill in Ireland at a track day, and I didn't see him. I seen the car and the backies he was pulling and dooring people. Then he got out and my jaw hit the floor because he is so small. He's just a kid, but they're having huge problems with this car. They're having clutch issues all day, so his clutch is slipping on him every couple of runs. You know, he's just happy to be here. All he wants to do is drive in the British Drift Championship. So it's unfortunate they're having issues with the car, Mike, but
I'm just still amazed there's a 13-year-old out there.
It's just like, I wish he had a proper clutch here now, because this kid can drive.
Yeah, for sure. So I believe we're still waiting for the track to be repaired. How do you get to be in something like this at 13 years old?
Look at the sea.
Oh, there we are.
It is. God, that track thing was fast. So as we see Clark lead the line, hopefully the clutch doesn't slip on this qualifying run. Straight line initiation, but push him out wide. Unfortunate.
Is he going to try and carry on? He's still got tyres on, so he's going to carry on the rest of that. But yeah, he's at a 0 now, unfortunately.
So unfortunately, it will be a 0. But look, he has an idea. I think that clutch is just. I was just talking before we came into the trailer, him and his father, and they were saying, you know, how disheartened they were, but all they can do is try.
Yeah, so unfortunately, not working out there for Clark Hatton. Let's see if they can get something sorted for their second qualifying run. Still got another one to go.
So yeah, that would be a 0 for Clark on his first run.
Clark Hatton is sponsored by Link ECU, Strongflex UK, Kansai Wheels LA, Abbey Cars Wanted, 4-Star Pizza, VAG Spares and Repairs, and Alpha Auto Technology. Now we have Billy Murray.
So Billy Murray last year felt that he wasn't getting enough recognition on the live stream, so he went out and made sure everyone sees his car this year. This is the brightest car I've ever seen in my life, and he is flying this weekend. Big flick out wide for Billy. Little bit shy of clip 2, but he's out on that qualifying line. Coming down the hill now as we see. A small little dab of the handbrake, but nothing too major. B-lines all the way around is the best way we can describe this, Mike. And
very wide, just missing those tyres. Just about. There comes over clip 7. Whoa, dear. All over the place as he comes across the line. Not 100% sure what happened there. He stopped the car.
The car stalled up on it, was it? Very bright though.
Is it running?
Not to be yet, we'll hear it.
Did that just seize as it came over?
I don't know what. It looked like the car stopped the way it snapped into the inside. So
a very strange thing to happen.
How good do them 59 North wheels look in that car?
And they definitely contrast against you can't actually see on the, he's got it started and we're off. Oh, there we go, we're off. It's off. You can't see on the camera because literally cameras can't pick up how bright this is. It's like when you shine a camera at the sun and it doesn't really pick it up. That's exactly what it's like looking at this car.
What's your Payne code? The sun.
So Billy Murray is sponsored by Blackwood's Body Shop, Peregrine Performance, JCR Recovery, Hugo Shed Removal and GT Motor Engineering. He scores 48 points, putting him in at 23rd position. Up now we have Josh Malone in this 1UZ powered IS200. He flies off of the line. Let's see. Nice
from
entry from Josh Malone. Can he hold it together for the rest of that? Oh, a little bit off of the clip marker. The big handbrake drag. Still hit the B line though, hasn't bled too many points so far. A nice flick through clip 5, through clip 6. Over onto the concrete. A little bit of a wobble there as he came through clip 7, bleeding a load more points.
Definitely not a bad run from Josh, but there's a little bit of tidying up he can do for the second run.
100%.
Yeah.
Josh is sponsored by Form 7 Performance, Clark Custom, Slide Motorsport, Advanced Paint Solutions, Bauer Productions, SAS Gas Services, and Lexi Brake. He scores 61.33 points, putting in 15th position so far. And this the cleanest car in the whole. Have you ever look underneath? It's immaculate.
It should
every
be a
round.
car. It should be.
When we see the back, look how immaculate it is. That the car's years old and it is unbelievably immaculate.
So we've JJ Stevens in his R34 Skyline. Slightly tentative initiation as well. Described that didn't. Gets through B, small bit deep, come out C, has to look on. Once you're wide at that chevron in the middle of the track, Mike, you have to go on the handbrake. So you want your front wheels just at that chevron. So second half run, JJ.
Handbrake, a big handbrake track there into clip 5 as he comes across the line. He stays well. The line wasn't too bad, but there was a lot of handbrake to keep there. Stay there, sorry.
We want big flicks and clutch kicks, Mike.
That's exactly what we want to use the angle to slow down, not the handbrake. But JJ Stevens is sponsored by Precision Garage Services Limited, MGT Motorsport, 5 Speed Shop, Living the Drift Life, Turn Distribution, Tri-Ace, Ill Motion, and Driftworks. He gets a score of 72.33, putting him in 9th position. This is another car. Sam Nolan uncharacteristically struggling this morning,
but flying yesterday.
What happened this morning?
I don't know. Tony Beers last night, I'd say. As we see Sam, I absolutely love this S15.
Look at this flick!
Oh, yes, Sam. Small bit shy, but he still gets the C line.
A little bit more pace, and that would have been unbelievable. Look at the smoke coming from the back of his car. Big handbrake drag through clip 3 now. He's on a lovely line through clip 4. Comes away early. Look how much smoke is coming off the back of the car through clip 5 and 6. It's beautiful across the line.
That's not a bad run from Sam at all for a first one. I think this year now he is already in the right place.
A little bit more pace into that entry, and that would have been unbelievable. What happened? In practice, he looked all over the place.
Playing games.
That's it, mind games.
That's it, yeah.
This is qualifying. Who are you playing mind games against? It's just you.
You're playing against yourself. He's playing against us. That's what he's doing.
Well, that is it. People do that a lot.
A lot, yeah. We're the laughing stock of this paddock, apparently.
And for good reason, Mike. Sam Nolan is sponsored by Nolan Transport and Modern Tyres. I don't think he's going to get 74.67 puts him in 9th. I thought that was going to score a little bit higher.
The first half.
I thought it was going to be a little bit. There was a lot of impact there, so I didn't think that score was going to come down from what we saw up there too much. But that just shows what I know, Mike.
Next up, we have Josh Goodhold in his 350C. Josh was having a hard day yesterday, handbrake problems, getting grips with the new tyres and alignment panels running, but he has this thing nailed now. Look at this for a line from Josh, keeping it pinned all the way around South Bank. No handbrake drag at all.
This is fantastic.
I can smell a good run here already, Mike. Lovely transition out wide. That's it. Josh keeps the foot in, takes it out, stay off the concrete, and it should be a high score. And he does, Mike.
Comes across the line.
Do you know what? Last night before I left the pits, Josh was like, he was just stressing so much over just to set up the car. He thought he was too grippy on the bank, and I am so happy to see that he got it sorted for today.
75 though, I'm not 100% sure. I thought that was a lot better than a 75. Anyway, he's sponsored by Mac and Big's Workshop, 5 Speed Shop, The Sweet Spot, BC Racing, BZ Media. And up now we have Jack Coburn.
Jack with another 30 Touring. His Instagram name is Jack the Plumber That Drifts.
Jack the Plumber That Drifts.
Wow, everyone go follow him for that. That's a cool name.
As he comes hammering down another big estate. Not a very good entry there from Jack. As he comes through a little bit wide off of that marker, fairly deep in it through clip 3, but I think he was on the wrong line. A little bit wide just after clip 4. We wanted to see him coming a bit early, but it hasn't really harmed him through clips 5 and 6.
Lovely finish in the second half across the line. Yeah. It just seems that if you stay on that wide line after clip 4 too long, you're messing up your transition for 5. And that's what the judges were trying to say this morning, is in qualifying whatever, but in battles that's unchaseable.
That is exactly right. Jack Coburn is sponsored by J. Coburn Kitchens, Bathrooms, Electrical Services, Blackworks Body Shop, Rude Fab, Cobra Building Supplies. He has a score of 69, putting him in 16th position. Up now we have Eric.
Back to the start we go. So hopefully Eric, can tidy up from that first run. Still can't get over how good that car looks from what I've seen going in on a recovery truck.
It's absolutely mental. So Eric has a score of 61.33 on the board in 21st position. He's going to want to look to improve on that. Slightly shallow off of clip 2, but look how much smoke and angle this guy's throwing on. Shy there of clip 3
just
and getting it very wrong. Very, very poor. I'm not sure. Still got scores on the board. I didn't know whether that was going to count as a 0.
I do notice he has 2 different wheels in front of the car. So we're not 100% sure what the actual damage of that was, because the paddock is so far away from our commentary trailer we didn't go in. But I'm going to assume Eric's having steering issues with that car, Mike.
Yeah, I think we can assume that. So he gets a score of 24 and remains.
As we can hear Callum Grady, who is very eager and revving that V8 down the line. He's mad to go, Mike.
Is he eager, or is he just trying to keep it running? Alright, shouldn't say things like that, I'll get in trouble. Callum Grady flies down now. Huge, lovely entry from Callum Grady. Look at this as he comes a little bit shy off of clip 2. Makes it now bit of a straight, bit of a reinitiation. Lots of handbrake used by Callum Grady as he comes through clip 4, flicks nicely into clip 5, a little bit shallow through 6. Very deep after 6 though, and then across the concrete and across the line, struggling.
This car has been fighting Callum, and there's nothing worse when it's your home event. You're like, come on car, all my friends are here, please don't let me down, please behave. He'll come do a practice day next week here now, and he'll kill that line all day.
Yeah, the best thing you've ever seen.
Well capable driver Callum is, just unfortunate the car's not playing ball today.
Yep, so 38, he does not improve on his original score, unfortunately. So up next we have...
He's Smurfing. He is Smurfing, as his number plate tells us.
Smurfing in the UK.
Smurfing in the UK. The official Drift Smurf. Our resident Drift Smurf here at BDC.
He's making clouds, not waves. What is going on here?
Wild flicking. Did well to hold on to that. He did. Look, he's trying to get the car back online. Little bit shallow clip 3, very little brake, just all angle to slow it down. Shy of 4, but he gets that snappy transition back onto 5, 6. The wide line is perfect, Mike. I don't think he's going to go on the concrete, but the initiation just went all wrong from that holder there.
Yeah, he says the changes that he made this year to run larger wheels as well. Another driver has done that. He said it didn't really affect the car too much, but I think it looked like it bit up on him a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's got quite a bit more side bite than he was used to with the old wheels. So.
Yeah, 50 on his second run. So look, he got an 80 on his first. He's currently sitting in 5th. I think he'll be happy enough with that.
Well, I'm almost certain he'll definitely be.
Well, he's a nice guy and he's happy with everything. Yeah. We like Smurf.
Of course we do. We like everyone.
We let them all.
We like everyone, Mike. What do you mean?
We're friends.
Right, Corey Mannett needs to put a slightly, well, he doesn't need to put a slightly higher score on the board, but he could do with a slightly higher score for his own bit of a straight in.
Just getting it all wrong there is Corey. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, Mike.
I have no idea what happened there.
Sometimes we can try and make a guesstimation of what happened in there, but
sometimes things go so wrong, but not even we know what's going on.
We know a good bit. So yeah, Corey is currently sitting in 22nd position with a 61 from his first run. Fortunately, it'll be a 0 for his second run. Will that be enough to get him into battles?
I am not sure. Up now we have Igis Manilga.
Eggell's got that 81 on his first run. He's currently in 4th position, and I'm expecting him to go wild here now.
Oh, yes. It definitely is going wild. Look at this.
There we go.
Flick. Can we get high? Not as high into 2 as we possibly could have wanted, but we are expecting big things from Eggell now as it comes through clip 4. Leaves clip 4 early into clip 5.
Lovely line from Eggell here. Just a small bit shy of 3, but
shallow. It looks like it's going to be shallow, but gets in the clips nicely.
Such a cool looking car, isn't it? It's just different.
It's different, and it runs the standard engine, which is mental.
On paper, that shouldn't work.
Now I'm sure people are. But he improves on his first score, 81.33. On his second score, put him in 4th place. I'm sure there's some diehard 300ZX fans out there that are going to try and kill me when I leave the venue.
There's already a group on Facebook started against you. So next up we have Will Gibbs. Will is 0 on his first run, so he's currently in 34th position, so he's all to play for here. Lovely initiation from Will. Remember, he dropped the wheel the last time, Mike. Small bit shy of 2, but look, he just wants to get a score on the board. Hopefully he doesn't drag the handle too much.
Come on, that's on the...
No, that's after losing power. This is the part I hate about drifting. My heart goes out to them, like.
I thought I was on for a good lap there. He was playing it safe, he was doing the exact sensible thing. Just getting a good line, a score on the board so he can get into it.
Just unfortunate, something obviously let go in the car. I'm not 100% sure, but he just heard completely. He went off power, and that was it.
And that is the end, unfortunately, of Will Gibbs' day.
But we will see Will back at the next round. I'm sure he'll be back stronger.
100%.
So next up we have Connor Rafferty. Connor is currently in 23rd with a 59.67, so sure he'd like to get an improvement on that, get that bit higher up the bracket.
Yep, and let's see what he can do in that SR20 powered. S14 is a big flick entry, a little bit shy, finds himself quite hard at the back. Can he come down? A little bit wide off of that marker. Will he make
big drag again? Once they see the big drag, the judge's score just comes down so fast. Connor just getting it all wrong and ended up the inside of the track there. Snapped it a little bit too late. I'm telling you, after what he's after going through since he bought this car, Mike, he is still happy to be here. He's just happy to be driving this car. You know when you buy a car and you do all the work and it just sits in the shed looking at you? That's not cool.
Was that a dig, Mike?
No, I'm not slagging you at all. I'm slagging myself.
Mike, that hurt.
We're going to fix your car, don't worry. It's on the to-do list.
51.33, unfortunately not an improvement for Connor Rafferty. And now we have Polis. Are you going to say it this time?
No, because you said something the last time, so we might as well stick the same.
Right, Cernekis.
Let's go to Cernekis. Polis Cernekis.
Oh, what a snap to angle. Huge snap to angle initiation. That was absolutely fantastic. What a brilliant line here. Can he keep off the handbrake? He does. Needs to be a little bit wider on between 3 and 4s, bleeding a few points there, but not too many as he comes through clip 5, 6. Clip 7 and across the line.
That's not a bad run at all. He's one of the few drivers we've seen just keep it pinned and use the angle to get from 3 to 4.
Yeah.
And when that is done right, it looks beautiful, Mike.
So I think that's going to be a little bit of an improvement on his first score. Let's have a look. They're making us wait.
They're making us wait. They're having a conversation. Oh, there we go.
73.67. He does improve, and that puts him into 11th position. Up now we have Nick Davie.
Nick Davie is just always happy when he's at a drift event. Absolutely, this man just loves drifting.
There's some people that are just really happy to be here. It doesn't matter what's going on, they're always just smiling ear to ear, and this is one of those guys. So let's see, big flick, can he hold on to it?
Yes, he can. A little bit shy of 2, but he did get the C line, so he is in there.
just a little bit wide of that, but that's allowed. Not too many points. A little bit of a dab of the handbrake, not too much for slowing down the handbrake. Could have been deeper into 3, or just about making that transition through into clip 5, 6, 7 across the line.
That's not a bad run from Wick at all.
Not a bad line. A little bit shaky on transition. I'm not sure what happened.
He kind of hesitated there from 4 to 5.
It didn't look like he was going to make it, but it came round. It did.
It did make it. Yeah.
So Nick Davie sat in 15th position, 70.33. He does not improve with that score. Up next, Paul Parnell, another man. Look how happy this guy is. If you thought the last guy was happy,
wait till I show you this guy. So Paul in that E46 compact.
I'm rooting for Paul. Go on, Paul.
You're a Paul guy, are you?
I am. I'm a big Paul fan.
That's it. Not bad for Paul. He's up there through the B line. Starts to come off the bank now. Lovely. Stays inside the chevron.
This is a beautiful line.
Nice run
Losing
from Paul.
all the angle. Can he keep out wide? He does. Comes away early from 4. This is exactly what the judges want to see. Nice through clips 5, 6. Stay off the concrete. Yes, he does. Beautiful. 7 across the line. That was a fantastic run by Paul Parnell, and he will be very, very happy with that. I know.
To be honest,
that was brilliant.
He'll be hitting the roof now. He'll the roof up. He will. He'll be so excited. So Paul got a 52 on his first run, and he gets an 80 on his second run.
6th position.
So next up we have Dermot Carnarvon. So Dermot was flying.
Did you
on
almost say that wrong?
No, I was just thinking.
Say it.
I was actually thinking of doing a Mike Watt impression, but I don't want to slag you too much on the first day, so we'll wait till tomorrow. So Dermot's going for the big flick this time, and he gets it. Lovely. Shot yet again for 2 lads. Some lads just aren't getting up that bank as much as we want them to, but he has it all back on line. Look at that, Mike. No lift whatsoever, just power all the way around.
Beautiful.
Perfect wide line from Dermot. Flicks it back across. Ah, that's nice. Just stay off the concrete now, and this should be a high scoring run.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Tiny bit shallow off the end there on angle, but a very good run aside from that. A bit shy of 2, wasn't he? So let's see what the judges thought. I can't remember what the score was just before we got to this point. That gives us a good indication. 81.67.
They're the runs we were seeing in practice.
Into 4th position.
So next up we're back to Philip Kenna. We got a 56 in his first run, so he's currently sitting in 27th. Just the first half of his first run he got it all wrong. The bank was what was struggling, so hopefully he can tidy it up for this one. So we hear
Let's see a big one, big flick. Can he hold it wide? He does.
Yes, he can.
Very nice and wide. Up the bank now. Can he come down? Very wide off the mark. It's going to mess him up. Big handbrake track. Big handbrake track. You just can't do it, Mike. If you don't hit that marker, you're going to be on the handbrake so much to jump in there, and that is going to bleed you points. He hasn't bled as many as I thought he would as he comes across the line.
The way I look at it is, okay, if Kieran Hines puts a chevron in the middle of the track and he tells you if you put your front wheels there, you will get this perfect, I'd listen to that. That's all. Because
I mean, it's all well and good us saying that, but we're just sat here.
But that's why we do this.
A good score though, a big improvement from Philip Kenna, 73 points, putting him into 14th position so far.
Next up is Josh Payne. Josh sitting in 9th position at the moment with 78.33, so you know he has a bit of a breathing room, so I'm sure he's going to do a nice big flick here now. Yes, he is. Gets it out wide. Is he going to get to clip 2, Mike? He does. Onto that B line. He's pushing all around.
Wide. Come on, wide. Look at the handbrake.
If you're not on that chevron, you have to drag the handbrake.
Huge transition. Now, where did that come from?
Just caught our attention there, Josh.
That's what you should have done.
Not a bad run at all.
No, definitely not. No, by no means a bad run.
Maybe we're being too harsh on the guys here for the first day back. We want like perfect runs out the gate.
I mean, we are in the British Drift Championship, the UK's premier #1 drift championship, so we should be expecting perfect runs every go. Unfortunately, doesn't improve on that run. 73 points keeps him in the same one. Right now, what's he going to do now?
Right, he's in the 90s.
What's he going to do now?
He's in first. and he's in a good mood. So I think Crazy Craig's going to do something fun here. I'd be actually very disappointed if he doesn't throw it backwards.
Huge flick. Can he keep it? Shy off of clip 2 though.
He gets it back on line though, misses clip 2 completely. Bit of a drag through 3, but he's on a wide line coming up to 4. Comes away early, nice transition back, out wide again for Craig. Maybe not as tidy as his first run, but he did try something special on that initiation, Mike.
He gave it a go. It didn't pay off quite how he wanted it to, and I don't imagine that is going to be an improvement on his first score. But what an effort! You got to try something. With that score on the board, you may as well give it a go.
Craig McLeod can now say he's the first man to score in 19 in the 2022 season. That's all I'm saying. Facts. Fact.
Will he remain first throughout though? Let's see. As we've got Chrissy Nolan.
No, we have
Mark Chapman. Sorry.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I am getting ahead of myself. Chrissy Nolan's next.
Yeah.
If you want to see him,
just
take fire. Right, Mark Chapman. He made a small mistake. Loads of points. Wow. There we go. This is what we want to see. Nice and high, perfect on the marker.
Yes.
No, just a bit of a handbrake correction after clip 3. Not as deep into clip 4 as we could quite want to see, but this is a good run nonetheless. Through clips 5, 6. Stay off the concrete through 7. High scoring.
Brilliant, man.
Very high scoring.
Yeah, that initiation was savage. The angle he snapped onto, brilliant.
Absolutely awesome. And again, I think it was he did the same thing last time. Just feels the need to use that handbrake into the first hairpin.
Yeah.
Which led him all the points. Let's see what he comes up with this time. 79. He does improve, and he goes into 9th position overall.
So now we have Chrissy Nolan in that E92 with the 2JZ.
Yeah, Chrissy Nolan sat on 83.67 points. He's currently in 3rd position, and I know he wants first look at this.
Just getting it all wrong there with the weight transfer initiation, but he's doing very good to get it back. Look, no lifting whatsoever, just full tilt all the way through 3 and 4. Nice transition out to 5, and yeah, I think Chris will be disappointed with the start of that run because he has been.
Do you think maybe the tarmac's warmed up a little bit and it's gripped up? People don't.
Yeah.
From this morning's practice, they were flinging it right out, and now it's gripped up a little bit. It's not quite reacting the same as it did this morning because it is quite warm.
It's very warm here. We've air conditioning on our trailer. Let's be honest.
It's March and we've got the air conditioning on.
Yeah, we were not expecting this. I brought a hot water bottle.
72.67. He does not improve on his first run. And now we have Danny Nolan in this SR20 powered S13. He is 70.33 points on the board. And we've seen him do better, so let's see what he can pull off. Just missing clip 2 as well. Very wide on the marker. He's going to use the handbrake. There we go. Through clip 2. Before clip 4, Scott with way too much speed. Doesn't hit clip 4 either.
What a snappy transition. I actually thought he was going over rotate. That was very cool.
As he comes across the line, Danny Nolan 70.33 in his first run.
I don't know if it's going to be enough to his first run, but I'd be fairly confident we will see him battling later on today.
I think we shall. Yeah, no, not quite. 68.67, and he remains where he is.
Okay, so next up we're back to Paddy Burn. Paddy in this crazy S15, fully hand controls. He went for the wild flick the last time. Paddy actually probably did the wildest flick out of anyone on the way in, so I'm expecting, something big yet again using all the track.
Look at this. Can he hold on to it? Can he hold on to it? Come on.
Keeps a pin a little bit shy.
There we go. A little bit wide as he comes down. No handbrake though. As he comes
So the issue the guys were having with this yesterday was the electronic gearbox kept popping out of gear, kept going back to neutral. So I wonder, was that something like that? Because he was on full tilt there and then just gripped up. But it's unfortunate for Paddy. It's a lot of hard work to get this car here. But I'm sure, like everyone else, he's just happy to make it to the first round.
Yeah. So he Scores a 0 again on his second run, I believe. Yeah. It's a shame for Paddy Burn. Next up we have
Stu
Eggell.
We start calling him Stu LZ.
For good reason. For good reason, Mike.
We see Stu flying up. Oh, no flick from Stu.
Yeah,
that was
for a big flick, but no.
Kind of like he changed his mind there, Mike, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but it's nicely on that marker after being a bit shallow on 2. Bit of a handbrake drag now as he tries to get into clip 4, 5.
Nice and wide
Quite
for the
wide,
second half, yeah, but just start of that run there, it's,
hand out the window.
it was strange because he looked like he lined the car up to flick,
Yeah.
and then just didn't. So I wonder, something happened. Did he feel it was going to go on him and he might be able to control it, or your guess is as good as mine?
I'll ask him later.
I'll ask him later. Yeah, we'll go for a chat with Stu.
Let's see what his second score comes in at. 75 points for his second score, and a big improvement on his first score, puts him into 11th position so far. Up now we have Oliver Baker. His 2JZ powered E36, a good run on his first run, 80.33. He's currently sat in 8th position. This is RC Drifting guy.
Nice flick, just
nice flick.
maybe with too much an angle. He didn't have the power to get him all the way up the hill, but he's doing well to keep it on line at the tree.
Big handbrake drag there.
Yeah. It's probably a little bit more than the judges would like to say a dab, but if you're holding it for 2 seconds, that's not a dab.
No.
Oh,
wait,
running the tyres.
Hold on to it. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. It's over the line.
Takes most of it over the line.
Yeah.
The rest of it is
Just a bit of it still left in the tyres there. Clip 6.
So Oliver Baker, 80.33 on his first run, 68.67 on his second run. So no improvement.
So next up we have Harvey Moore in the Drift for You E36. This car is unbelievable, and the Drift for You, they also brought one of the craziest cars I've ever seen for tomorrow as well, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Talk about Harvey for now.
So Harvey only has 40 points so at the minute, so he could do with a few more.
Big flip, but yeah, he was just shy of clip 2. Now he's done very well to get it back on line. Only a small dab there, Mike, on the B line all the way around, but
It's a bit shallow.
he needs to get a lot more deeper in them clips. As you can see, our judges' scores is coming down. He does well to keep it off. He finished up on the inside of the track, and that's another thing the judges didn't want to see. They didn't want the car on the inside of the finish line. They want you all the way on the outside of the corner. So
Yep. So a lot of points bled there for Harvey Moore. Let's see what the final one comes in at. $67.33. It is an improvement.
puts him into 21st position. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm going to say that all day. Every time we see Dan Maguire, I'm just going to say, oh my god, that's beautiful. and then I'll talk about the car.
Alright.
So as we see Danny leave the line, big flick incoming. Oh, a bit shallow. That's clip 1, but he's back on line now, as you see, putting the front wheel exactly where it needs to be at that mark. Big handbrake drag from Danny as he powers all the way through. This car is a monster, Mike, an absolute monster. So I think Danny actually needs a handbrake because it's just going to go too fast for him. Yeah, off the concrete and carries huge line over the finish line, but not the initiation we wanted to see.
Yeah, no, just a bit shy off 1, which is a bit weird. It's quite a nice one to aim for, but yeah, don't know. Danny Maguire making a couple of mistakes, but he already has 85.67 and he is already in second position, so doesn't really have too much to prove. 80.33 and he remains where he is.
So next up is Paul Howell. Paul is currently sitting in 17th position, 72. Hear them.
That V8
leaving the line.
as he comes flying down. Big flick, huge flick for such a massive car. Unfortunately, he does slow up a little bit too much as he comes past clip 2. Nicely on that marker though. Tries to go a bit deeper into clip 3. Comes away from 4, makes a smooth transition. I think he was shallow on clip 6 there. Just misses the concrete.
Been the straight mid-track coming over the line, but he did well to hold it out. It's just that big snap. If you get it 2 wrong, it seems to be dragging you down the hill and you're not getting up to 2. And we've seen that with Paul there. He just missed 2 completely, and obviously that reflects in his score as 67.67. Whoa, nice.
That is right. Maybe it's the tyres. We've got a control tyre here.
All these drivers are on the same tyre.
Every single one of them.
Pro and Pro 2.
Yeah, Pro 2. They're all on the same tyre. Some of them are getting the hang of it. Some of them are finding it's gripping up a little bit more than they were used to beforehand. Maybe that's throwing a few people off.
So next up is Mitchell Gibbons. Mitchell actually won the foundation back here in a very wet track. To come off the bank now. This kid has been doing a lot of practicing up in Driftland, and huge handbrake drag.
But it's a very nice line still.
He missed the first run because he had gearbox issues, so really all to play for. He needs to put a score on the board because he is one person that does come alive in the back straight.
Not a bad run there from Mitchell Gibbons. Plenty of impact. Maybe not the best line through a few bits and pieces, but definitely in all the clips. So
he definitely got our attention. The first clip on us.
67 points puts him into 22nd position so far.
He is 14 as well. Sorry, I don't think we mentioned that.
Oh,
yeah, sorry, he is 14 years of age. I was there just talking about it like everyone knew.
13-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Yeah, what's Archie? He's like 15 or something like that.
14,
we need
12,
we need a junior class here or something. Right.
My son's 18 months, he might be out next week.
Do you know what? I was going to start slagging you, but it's too early in the season. Next up is Max Fleckney, and I really hope Max Fleckney doesn't embarrass me again, because he was doing serious entries in practice, and then maybe if it's a nerves thing like that, but we're expecting a nice big run here from this beautiful looking K70 Corolla.
Well, we definitely know he can do it, so come on Max, we've seen it all morning.
He's moved from 15s to 17s, and it's the best decision he's ever made. Now we go.
Nice and wide through clip 2, needs to start coming off the bank now. He does, very nice for that marker, deep in through clip 3 as he's wide through clip 4. Can he come off earlier? This is much more like the Max Fleckney we saw this morning. Beautiful line,
but all in all, Mike, that's not a bad run at all. Well done, Max. Max has had an absolute nightmare getting ready for this weekend. He had his gearbox out 3 times 24 hours before Friday. 3 times in 24 hours had the gearbox out, like. It's a lot of effort.
That is a lot of effort. So Max Fleckney, I believe that'll be an improvement on his last score. Just that wheel drop at the end just really bled him a few points. And there he goes, 83.67, still a very good score, putting him in 4th position overall. Up now we have Jack Bennett, the younger of a father and son combo.
Which is the father or the son?
This one's the son. I know that.
You know that one?
Just about.
So Jack with a weight transfer. A little bit shallow too yet again. Just some people are struggling to get that car up on the hill, but he's doing well to get it back online. Small little handbrake drag just to settle the car coming into 4. Now it's all to play for. Can he push it out wide? He can indeed, Mike. Following that line, lovely around now just to stay off the concrete. Not a bad run from Jack.
Yeah, definitely an improvement.
Not a bad run at all. Just, that clip too. It's like if you're not coming in hard enough, it seems the cars just aren't getting up there. And
yeah, I think maybe people are entering a little bit early. I think you could probably hold that entry out a little bit late. A lot of people initiating like halfway down the strip and then just finding themselves coming off a little bit short. So right now the father, Michael Bennett. He scored 36.67 on his first run. So let's see, Can he beat his son? I'm sure that's not the aim, but there must be a little.
Surely there is.
There must be a little bit of that going on behind the scenes. Unfortunately, he's missed both clips 1 and clip 2 so far, so not so good.
He's missed 3 there as well. Unfortunately,
hits the wall. Clip 4.
It's just all going wrong for Michael.
Few big clutch kicks there, trying to get the car back. But yeah, bit of a struggle there from Michael Bennett as he comes across the line. Maybe a slight improvement on his first score, but sat in 31st position. 52 does improve, putting him into 30th place.
So next up we have Ben Mears. Ben, as you remember, ended up in them tyres just outside clip 5. So
with all the wheels bent, so they've obviously managed to straighten that out, hopefully, somehow. As he comes flying down, the wheels look like they are pointing in the right direction. And a big clip from Ben Mears. Again, missing clip 2. Just about and wide through that marker. Nice and deep through clip 3. Not too much handbrake either. Very deep through 4. Just needs to come away now into clip 5.
He wasn't making the same mistake as the last time he had.
That is right.
That's a good run from Ben.
A solid run from Ben Mears, considering his first run was a 0 and he needed to get a score on the board. He did the job. That is exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, from the second brightest car in the grid.
Yeah. The second.
It was the first last year.
It was.
Then Billy Murray came along.
And we can't even see the brightest car. 75 points in total for Ben Mears. Now, this is the brightest car.
It's the brightest car.
The camera can't even
look at his
focus
suit
on.
And helmet is equally as bright as the car as well. Like,
it's like when you had a TV off of the 90s and the contrast was turned up way too high. You can't see anything.
So as we see Billy with a big fling, gets it out to clip 2, a little bit short on that C or on the B line, but he still does it. Small bit of a dab of the handbrake there, but not major. I don't think it'll be much for a deduction. Holds that wide line. Lovely transition.
Don't shut down.
This is similar to what happened the last time, Mike. Remember, he just shut off about here. Messed him up and pushed him out of the concrete, and his score has been heavily deducted for that.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate because that was a good start to the run.
Yeah, so I wonder if he's having fueling issues
when he transitions,
because there's a long right-hander. You've got a lot of G-force going one way for a very long time.
Getting technical now, Mike. G-force.
I'm wondering if he just if it pulls the fuel over and he's just running out of fuel, I think, just before he transitions, and that's what cuts the car out. I could be completely wrong. But let's just speculate, because that's what we do. So now Josh Malone in this 1UZ powered IS200. Doesn't that make an IS300? No, that's a 2JCG to G.
Nice. So as we see Josh, really struggling there, getting the car just coming off South Bank to line up nice. He does well for clip 4 though, Mike. He gets it out wide, lovely snappy transition through 5, 6, and keeping it off the concrete, out wide through 7, over the finish line, but on the inside of that track.
Let's see what the scores are. The judges are in charge of the score. We can't score.
We just read them out.
Yeah, we'll literally just read them out. It does improve slightly. 64.67 puts him into 26th position so far. Now JJ Stevens, DR34.
JJ got 72.33 in the first. He's currently sitting in 18th position.
JJ Stevens has been drifting since he was 14.
Says on his information. Seems like he...
big understeer from JJ Stevens, getting himself into all sorts of trouble.
Not sure what happened, but it seemed like he missed the gear or something like there.
No, he kind of initiated, but it just didn't. The car didn't kind of go sideways as much as he wanted, and then it got on the bank, and then as soon as on the bank, then the back really gripped up, and that was when his front end just pushed forward.
So yeah, JJ will have to sit in 18th position with a 72.
Very strange thing to happen again. Very odd thing.
Very odd thing, yeah.
So next up we have Sam Nolan. This car, Mike, is a weapon. Like, it was the godfather of Irish drifting's car before Sam Paul Conlon's, like, and it's just always been a notoriously good car. And Sam, I really hope, can start to get the grips, because he was flying yesterday and he looks like a different man today.
So that's a big clutch kick, but not the flick. It's a clutch kick without the flick there, Mike.
He does get it wide and he starts to come off a little bit late. Yeah, he's a small bit deeper in the chevron, has to drag the handbrake. He's doing well to get it back on line, and he transitions small bit shallow at 6 there as well.
Yeah.
Just got the I wonder, is it just nerves are getting the better of Sam? It's easy to do practice runs, but then when it comes down to the one that counts, that's when the nerves come into play, Mike.
Yeah. I never had him down as a man that would get nervous, though.
Me neither, to be honest with you.
Let's see what this score comes.
I'm sure all these guys are going to be queuing up to talk to us afterwards to tell us the problems.
Yeah, of course. No, 76.33 puts Sam Nolan in 12th position so far. Up now we have Josh Goodall.
So you remember Josh, a lovely line for the South Bank the last time. He was right on that perfect wide line, so hopefully he can do very similar again.
So this is another local to this track, Josh Goodall. He drives here very often.
Just getting it all wrong, unfortunately for Josh.
You shouldn't be making mistakes like that, Josh. Definitely. He's not going to be happy with himself in there. You can tell.
You can hear by the limiter how unhappy he is in that car. And
as he comes across the line and finishes up his run, unfortunately that is a 0 points due to non-drift. So
he's going to have to stick with his 75 in the first run, and he's currently in 14th position.
So up next we have Jack Coburn.
Jack.
69 points so far.
Jack the plumber that drifts, that's going to get me every time. Very late initiation, I'd say, from Jack there.
I'm not sure that clutch kick worked. It kind of like, I don't know whether he clutch kicked too high up in the rev range or something. He didn't really do anything. As he flicks it round into the second hairpin.
Big angle from Jack there.
As he comes through clip 7 and across the line. So Jack Coburn, 69 points. He does not improve, unfortunately. 57.33 on his second run. Just struggling a little bit there with this car. Hopefully he doesn't have too many mechanical problems. And that is it. So let's take a look at some of our results.
So as we see the top 10 coming up there now. So in 10th place we've Mark Chapman, in 9th we've Paul Parnell, 8th is Oliver Barker, 7th is Matt Holder, 6th is Ignis Manelda, 5th is for Dermot Canavan, 4th for Max Fleckney, 3rd for Christy Naylan, 2nd for Danny Maguire, what a beautiful car, and 1st for my buddy Crazy Craig McLeod with a 91.67, the first man to hit the 90s in the 2022 season.
Absolutely unbelievable drive from Craig McLeod. Right, we will see you back again at 2:50 for the racing.
Drifting can be the most demanding motorsport in the world. My name is June Lane. The high RPMs required to keep my tires spinning and rubber burning are brutal on engine oil. That's why Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer was formulated for performance on the track and the highway. Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer keeps my power on for split-second decisions, making every shift and turn count. When it comes to my engine and engine oil, I give it every advantage with Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer.
Link ECU produce standalone engine management technology with a range of products that allow you to unleash the power of your engine. Acting as your car's brain, our ECUs control electronic fuel injection and ignition. A magnitude of sensor inputs and outputs ensure your engine exceeds your expectations. Built-in safety features guarantee engine protection, and data logs keep you informed on its performance. Smoke your tyres and not your engine with a world-leading Link ECU.
Tarmac Sports.